Okay guys! So another accounting video again, another day! Another sakit ng ulo na naman po tayo today. So ngayon dito, earnings per share po ulit tayo ha. Natapos na po tayo dun sa isang video discussion natin with regards to earnings per share. Balikan lang natin what is earnings per share. I-correlate natin ito sa book value per share. Book value per share ulit, we've discussed those topic. Nag-discuss natin doon kung magkano yung value ng share mo doon sa libro ng company natin. Magkano na ba yung share mo doon sa buong company ng pinag-investan mo? That's the book value per share. Dito sa earnings per share naman dito magkano naman daw yung earnings mo sa each share na meron ka. Magkano daw yung share mo sa profit nung pinag-investan natin. And we've talked about here na si earnings per share, dalawa yan. Pwede mo daw, computein mo daw muna yung basic earnings per share, which is na-discuss na natin yan doon sa isang video discussion. Please refer na lang doon sa video discussion natin na yun. And for this video discussion, we will talk about diluted or the diluted earnings per share. Okay, in accordance with PAS 33, sabi, it provides there that every publicly listed entities are required to present earnings per share. Basic or diluted earnings per share, kailangan mo yung i-present in accordance with PAS 33 kapag ikaw daw is considered as a publicly listed entities. Ano ba yung mga yan? Yan yung mga corporations or mga entities na nasa Philippine Stock Exchange natin. Okay? If non-publicly listed naman daw, hindi ka daw required mag-present ng earnings per share. Pero kapag chinos mo daw or pinili mo daw na ipag-present ng earnings per share for the purposes of your investors, then sabi daw, apply PAS 33. And what does PAS 33 states? Sabi doon, in the computation of PAS 33, gamitin mo lang ulit yung formula natin doon sa basic earnings per share natin. Paano yon? That's simply the net income, which is net of tax yan, less the preferred dividends. Alisin mo daw muna yung share ng mga preference shares natin kasi may priority sila doon. And then, i-divide natin yan sa outstanding ordinary shares. So, bakit ko ulit inaalis yung preferred dividends? Number one, reason natin, pag-usapang earnings per share, yan lang yung earnings ng mga ordinary share. Bakit ulit hindi kasama sa preferred dividends? Kasi si preferred dividends, meron na yung fixed income, which is evidenced by a fixed percentage. Na-discuss na natin yan sa basic earnings per share. So sa earnings per share natin dito, gamitin mo lang ulit itong formula natin na to, net income less preferred dividends divided by the total outstanding ordinary share. Okay tayo. Ano ulit yung outstanding share natin? That is the issued share plus subscribed share less treasury shares. Okay. Alam mo na yan. So ngayon dito sa diluted earnings per share, ito daw yung earnings per share daw are dilutive or dilutive if they decrease the basic earnings per share. Ayun. So dito sa earnings per share, computein mo muna yung basic earnings per share. Kapag daw kinompute mo yung diluted earnings per share, it is considered as diluted if binabaan daw or bumaba daw yung basic earnings per share. Okay, or it increases the basic loss per share. Yun, merong loss. Sa net income natin, naka-loss. So para bumaba, nag-increase yung loss. Okay, so if nag-increase daw yung loss in comparison with the basic earnings per share, then that earnings per share is considered as dilutive. So hindi ko na naiintindihan, ganito kasi yan. Okay, ganito yan. Malalaman natin kung yung earnings per share is dilutive or dilutive if in this formula, okay, gamitin natin tong formula na to, after considering the potential ordinary shares. Okay, potential ordinary share. Medyo naguguluhan ka pa. Basta tandaan mo lang muna yung definition. And take note natin kailangan nag-decrease yung basic earnings per share or nag-increase yung basic loss per share. If nag-increase yung earnings per share, then that is considered as anti-dilutive. Pag nag-decrease yung basic loss per share, then that is considered as anti-dilutive. And anti-dilutive are ignored only. Okay, ignore mo na yan. Di mo na kailangan i-present yung diluted earnings per share. Ipe-present mo lang kasi yung diluted kapag diluted talaga. Okay, kapag bumaba yung basic earnings per share. Pero pag hindi naman dilutive or anti-dilutive, then ignore mo na. Hindi mo na siya kailangang i-present sa statement of financial positions natin. Okay, ngayon tandaan mo na lang, ito yung number one keyword and ito yung guide natin sa diluted earnings per share. We must consider every potential ordinary share. And saan ba nanggagaling yung potential ordinary share natin? It can either come from convertible bonds. Okay, merong utang. Okay, meron kang pinautang mo, yung mga stockholders mo. Yung utang, or yung kung sino man yan, mga creditors mo, yung utang mo na yung utang daw nila na yun, pwede daw nila yung i-convert as an ordinary share. So, gamitin mo daw yun. That is a potential ordinary share. Okay? Convertible preference share. Nagbigay ka ng preference share. Okay, yung preference share na yun, meron daw silang right to convert such share into an ordinary share. That is considered as a convertible preference share, and that is a potential ordinary share. And merong instances, nagbibigay ka ng options or ng warrants. Okay tayo. Ngayon dito sa diluted earnings per share, always remember this key concept. Okay? In considering the potential ordinary share, we use as if approach. Yan lang. Madali lang si diluted earnings per share. Pag alam mo na yung basic earnings per share, ako alam mo na si diluted earnings per share. Mababago lang tayo dyan kasi dito mag-a-assume ka. As if. O dito, di ba? Imbis na kung saan, kung ano-ano yung iniisip mo dyan na as if kung paano kung pag ginawa ko to, pag ganito yung ginawa ko, paano pag ganito yung nangyari, as if anya, dito mo gamitin yung as if mo na yan. Yung mga questions mo na yan, dito mo gamitin yan sa topic na relevant sa'yo, sa diluted earnings per share. Wag nang puro drama, dito mo gamitin yung drama mo. Yan, magaling ka sa as if approach, gamitin mo yan sa pag-compute ng earnings per share. Okay? O, anong ibig sabihin ng as if approach natin na yan? O, ito. Meron kang net income. Meron kang preferred dividends, meron kang outstanding ordinary share. In addition of that, meron kang convertible bonds. Tama yung bonds na yan, utang yan. Yung utang na yan, merong interest expense dyan. Yung interest expense na yan, kasama sa computation ng net income yan. Anong ibig sabihin ng as if approach? As if these convertible bonds are converted to an ordinary share from the beginning of its issuance, from the start of the issuance date. Okay, as if converted na siya sa ordinary share. O, nalito ka. O, for example, January 1, meron kang 100,000 pesos convertible bonds. O, December 31, o magko-compute ka ng earnings per share. As if this 100,000 daw is converted na. Okay, as if wala ka daw utang ng January 1. Yun yung sinasabi sa diluted earnings per share. As if walang utang. As if walang bonds. As if that is already considered as an ordinary share which is converted na from the date of its issuance nung January 1 pa. Okay, ganun yung ibig sabihin na. Ibig sabihin, kapag meron kang convertible bonds, yung total outstanding ordinary share mo o yung total issued share plus subscribed share less treasury share, magkakaroon ng additional share yan, which is yung as if converted share dito. In addition of that, yung numerator mo na net income o kung as if converted yung bonds na yan, as if wala kang interest expense. Kung wala kang interest expense, tama kasama yan sa computation mo ng net income, nililess mo yan tama dito para makompute mo yung net income o as if wala kang interest expense. So, anong gagawin mo sa interest expense natin? I-add back mo lang yan. Okay, i-add back mo yan to net income, take note mo na lang na dapat naka-net of tax. Tama. Naintindihan mo na? Next, convertible bonds. Convertible preference shares. Ano naman sa convertible preference shares? Ang kwento lang sa convertible preference shares, meron kang preference shares dito. Okay, yung preference shares mo daw, pwede daw i-convert as a dividend or as an ordinary share. As if such preference shares are already converted from the beginning of its issuance date. Anong ibig sabihin nun? Kapag as if approach tayo pag compute ng diluted earnings per share, o dahil as if yan, magkakaroon ka na naman ng additional or outstanding ordinary share dito. Nanggaling yan doon sa convertible preference shares. And in addition of that, kung as if such preference shares are already converted from the beginning, then dapat wala kang ililess na preferred dividends dito. Diba? Kasi as if nga ordinary share na yan eh. O kung as if ordinary share na yan from the beginning, edi wala ka dapat preferred dividends na dineclare. Kasi nga, naka-as if approach tayo. Okay, mag-a-assume ka lang dito. Mag-a-as if ka lang. As if ito yung nangyari. O kapag ganito yung nangyari, ganito yung gagawin mo. Okay, so from that perspective, mabubuo ngayon tong mga formula natin. Kapag convertible bonds, take note mo gagamitin mo lang ulit tong formula natin na yan. Yan lang yung guide mo sa basic earnings per share na formula. Yan lang din yun. Parehas lang yan. Magkakaroon lang ng konting variation. O sa convertible bonds, kapag meron ka daw convertible bonds, that is the net income divided by the average outstanding ordinary share. Take note mo na lang average ito. Ina-average natin yan. Divided by average outstanding ordinary share. Pero yung net income natin, less preferred dividends yan. Kasi kung meron preferred dividends, magkakaroon lang ng plus interest expense after tax. Bakit i-add ulit yung interest expense after tax? Kasi nga as if wala nang bonds from the beginning. Kung walang bonds, wala dapat interest expense. Anong gagawin mo sa interest expense? Kasama yan sa computation ng net income. I-add back natin. Di ba? Madali lang to. Divide it by average outstanding share plus the additional outstanding share, additional ordinary share if it is already converted. As if converted. Dito sa convertible preference shares, ang formula mo lang dyan, that is the net income divided by the average outstanding ordinary share plus the additional ordinary share as if it is already converted. Madali lang ito. Sobrang dali lang ito. Ito lang guide mo Ito lang guide natin. Tapos kapag ka nagkaroon ng mga potential ordinary share, tsaka mo lang siya i-variation. Okay, bonds as if converted, then walang interest expense. Nagkaroon ng additional outstanding ordinary share as if already converted. Kapag preference share, as if converted as ordinary share, ay wala tayong preferred dividends. Kung walang preferred dividends, wala kang ililess dito. Okay, take note mo na lang. Gusto ko na lang balikan ulit Itong earnings per share natin, usually kino-compute mo lang yan sa outstanding ordinary share. Hindi ka nagko-compute ng earnings per share sa preferred dividends kasi nga fixed yung income ng preferred dividends. Unless provided, di ba? Na-discuss natin yan. Unless provided that such preferred dividends is considered as participating preferred dividends. Pag participating yung preferred dividends, kailangan mong computein yung earnings per share. Yan. Okay tayo doon. Anong gagawin natin after ng concepts? Siyempre, i-discuss natin yung i-apply natin yan sa mga problems. I've prepared 4 illustrations lang dito. Madali lang kasi talaga itong si earnings per share natin. Alam ko na. Master mo na yung yung basic earnings per share. Master mo na yung book value per share. Ay naku, sisiw na sa'yo itong si diluted earnings per share. Tiwala ka lang sa sarili mo. Ginagaslight ka na. Huwag ka nang negative dyan. Illustration number 1. Question natin dyan. What amount should be reported as the diluted earnings per share? Sabi, illustration number 1, Don Company had 200,000 ordinary shares of 20 pesos par value and 20,000 shares of 100 peso par 6% cumulative convertible preference shares capital outstanding for the entire current year. Each preference share is converted into 5 ordinary shares. The net income for the current year is 840,000. I-apply mo lang yan sa formula natin. Formula mo, that is the net income. Net income divided by the average outstanding shares. Magkano daw net income mo? 840,000. Less preferred dividends to, di ba? Less preferred dividends. Meron ka daw preferred dividends. Convertible nga lang. Kung convertible yan, ang hinahanap mo diluted earnings per share, hindi mo na kailangan mag-less ng preferred dividends, alisin na natin yan dito. So yun yung numerator mo na lang, 840,000. Divide it by the average outstanding shares. Magkano average outstanding shares natin dito? Ito 200,000. Kailan yan? Beginning of the year. So that is equal to the 200,000 times 12 over 12 is equal to 200,000. Tapos meron kang convertible preference shares. Ilan daw ba yung convertible preference shares mo? 20,000. Pwede mo daw siyang i-convert into 5 ordinary shares. So 20,000 times 5, that is equal to 100,000. Ilan yung multiply mong years dyan? Or months dyan? 12 over 12. Kasi nga as if converted na siya from the beginning of its issuance date. So that is equal to 100,000. Therefore, this is equal to 300,000. Kaya 840,000 divided by 300,000. Magkano tayo dito? 840 divided by 300,000. That is equal to 2.8. Therefore, for our illustration number 1, yung sagot natin dyan is letter B, 2.80. Magkano daw earnings per share na diluted? 2.80. Okay. Sir, magkano? Compute na natin. Magkano ba yung basic earnings per share? Magkano ba basic earnings per share natin? Net income mo. Tama, 840,000. Magkano ba preferred dividends natin dyan? Sabi daw, preferred dividends natin, cumulative, 6% daw tayo dyan. 20,000 at 100 peso par. So, 20,000 times 100 pesos, that is equal to 20,000 times 100, 2 million pesos. Ilan daw? 6%, 2 million times 6%, that is equal to 120,000. Therefore, dito, 840,000 less 120,000. Divide it by, ilan yung outstanding ordinary share? 200,000. 200,000. So 840 less 120 divided by 200,000. Yung basic earnings per share natin is 3.6. Okay, compare mo basic earnings per share versus the diluted earnings per share na nakompute natin. Ano mas mababa? Diluted. O ibig sabihin, this is already considered as diluted, which is kailangan mo siyang i-require na i-present sa statement of financial position. Kasi nga bumaba sa earnings, sa basic earnings per share. Okay, maladali lang talaga si diluted and si basic earnings per share. Ang magiging problema mo na lang dito, malilito ka dun sa formula. Okay, malilito ka. Tandaan mo na lang yung difference ha. Pag diluted, hindi mo binawas yung preferred dividend kasi nga it is as if converted as ordinary share. Pero kapag kinocompute mo na yung basic earnings per share, tatandaan mo ha, basic earnings per share, wala tayong as if na iisipin dito. So as ililess mo yung preferred dividends. Okay? And yung 200,000, yung outstanding ordinary share lang. Ignore mo yung preferred shares kasi nga, hindi mo gagamitin yung as-if approach natin. Okay? O, mas lakasin natin yung pag-intindi mo sa concepts natin by answering illustration number 2. O, question, dalawa, basic earnings per share and diluted earnings per share. Hanapin muna natin basic earnings per share. Sinabi dyan, Petroc Company provided the following information at year-end. 2018, 90,000. Tapos 2019, same lang naman. Wala naman pinagbago. Yung preference shares daw is convertible daw ulit. During 2019, Petroc Company paid dividends of 1 peso per ordinary share. Ignore mo lang naman yan eh. 2.40 pesos per preference shares. Ayun. O 10,000 pesos times 2.40. Nag-declare ka ng dividends of 24,000 pesos. Tandaan mo na yan. The preference share capital is convertible into 20,000 ordinary shares. So, pwede mo daw siyang i-convert as 20,000 ordinary share. The net income for 2019 was 285,000. Dito ang assumption natin yan, net income naka-net of tax na. So, gawin mo yung basic earnings per share. Numerator mo, 285,000 and less ka ng 24,000. Yung dividends. Divide it by, magkano ba yung outstanding ordinary share mo ng 90,000 or ng 2019? That is equal to 90,000. O, assuming na 90,000 times 12 over 12 is equal to 90,000 lang din. So, 285,000 divided by 24 divided by 90, that is equal to 2.9. Kaya yung basic earnings per share natin is letter B. Number 2, what amount should be reported as the diluted earnings per share? O, gamitin mo lang ulit yung formula natin na yan, 285,000. Ang kaso, ignore mo yung dividends kasi as if converted na siya. Tapos, 90,000 pa rin yung average share natin dito or average outstanding share natin. Kaso, magkakaroon ka ng additional 20,000. O, magkakaroon ka ng additional 20,000 kasi as if converted ito. So, that is equal to 285 divided by 110. That is equal to 2.59. Therefore, for illustration number 2, letter D, yung sagot natin dyan. Diba? Napakadali. Walang kahirap-hirap. Mag-practice pa tayo ng mas marami. Illustration number 3. What is the basic earnings per share and the diluted earnings per share? Sinabi dyan, at the beginning of the current year, Vios Company had 100,000 ordinary shares outstanding. In addition, the entity had issued 10,000 convertible cumulative 5% preference shares with 100 peso par at the beginning of the current year. These preference shares were converted on September 1. Take note mo yung preference share na convert ng September 1. So, ibig sabihin, sa basic, okay, ganyan muna, okay? Each preference share were converted into 6 ordinary shares. Take note mo, 6 ordinary shares. The preference dividends for the entire year were paid in full before the conversion. The entity has no other potentially diluted securities. Net income for the current year was 2 million pesos. O gamitin mo, basic earnings per share muna tayo. O, net income mo, 2 million pesos. I-less mo yung preferred dividends. Nag-declare, di ba? Nag-declare ng preferred dividends. Kahit naman hindi nag-declare yan, cumulative yan. Kailangan mong mag-less ng 1 year dyan, tama? O, balikan mo na lang ulit yung discussion natin sa basic earnings per share. Na-discuss ko yun. Yung cumulative and non-cumulative preference share. Na kailangan mo ulit yung i-differentiate doon sa treatment ng cumulative and non-cumulative preference shares natin pag-usapang basic or pag-usapang book value per share. O, magkaiba yun ha. Magkaiba yung book value per share, magkaiba yung treatment sa book value per share, and yung treatment sa basic earnings per share. Okay. So, 2 million. Nag-declare daw ng dividends. Magkano ba yung preference share natin? Sabi, 10,000 par or 10,000 share at par value, 100 pesos. That is equal to 10,000 times 100. That is equal to 1 million pesos. Tapos, magkano daw yung dividends? 5%. So, that is equal to times 5%. 1 million times 5%. This is equal to 50,000. O, magle-less ka dito ng 50,000. Yun. O, tapos hanapin mo yung average outstanding share. O magkano ba yung outstanding shares natin dyan? O 100,000 of ordinary share at the beginning of the current year yan. So that's times 12 over 12. This is equal to 100,000. Tapos nagkaroon ka ng additional share. Tama, nagkaroon ka ng additional share kasi na-convert eh. Nag-convert ka na ng September 1. So converted na yung preference shares natin. So magkano yon? Sabi daw pwede mo daw siya i-convert as 6 share. So 10,000 yung preference share natin times 6 shares, that is equal to 60,000 shares. Kailan mo siya na-convert? September 1. Kailan siya outstanding? September 1 pa. So ilang months yon? September, October, November, December. That is 4 months. So times 4 over 12. That is equal to 60,000 times 4 divided by 12. This is equal to 20,000. Oh, pero ka pang additional dito na 20,000. So, yung total average outstanding share natin is nasa 120,000. O, nalito ka. Huwag kang malilito. Iniisip mo, so bakit ko sinama yung convertible preference share? Iyang kinocompute natin, basic earnings per share. Bakit ko yun isasama? Kasi nga, na-convert. Okay, na-convert ng September 1. Okay, na-convert yan. Hindi ka nag-as if approach yan kasi na-convert talaga yan. So, that is equal to divided by 120,000. So, 2 million pesos less 50 divided by 120, that is equal to 16.25 pesos. Kaya sa illustration number 1, letter A, tayo dyan. O, hanapin natin, diluted earnings per share. Parehas pa rin yan, diluted earnings per share natin, net income mo is nasa 2 million. Pero wala ka ng dividends. Alisin mo na yung dividends natin dito kasi nga, as if converted na yan. O, magkano yung outstanding shares natin? Ito pa rin, 100,000. And as if converted na from the beginning, yung ordinary share, which is gagamitin mo na dito is plus 60,000. Oh, yun yung difference. Oh, that is equal to 2 million divided by 160. That is equal to 12.5. So for illustration number 2, that is letter A. Okay. Oh, illustration number 4. Last illustration for the diluted earnings per share. Dito, number 1, what is the basic earnings per share and what is the diluted earnings per share? Sabi, illustration number 4, at the beginning of the current year ulit, Kate Company had 500,000 ordinary shares outstanding. On October 1, an additional 100,000 ordinary shares were issued. Uy, hanapin mo na yun, no? Average shares yan, tama. Oh, 500,000. Beginning yan. So, outstanding na siya ng 12 months. That is equal to 500,000. Tapos nag-issue ka daw ng additional 100,000 share. Kailan daw? October. Ilang months outstanding? October, November, December. 3 months lang po yan. So times 3 over 12. That is equal to 100,000 times 3 over 12. This is 25,000. Tapos, in addition, the entity had 20 million, 6% convertible bonds. Okay, convertible bonds. Outstanding at the beginning of the current year. O, beginning yan ha. Which are convertible into 225,000 ordinary shares. No bonds were converted in the current year. The net income for the current year was 6 million pesos. Assuming natin na net of tax na yan. So, basic earnings per share tayo. That is equal to 6 million pesos. Walang dividend. So, wala kang i-less na dividends talaga dyan. Divided by, magkano ba yung average outstanding shares natin? That is equal to 525,000. So, this is divided by 525,000. 6 million divided by 525,000. That is equal to 11.43. 11.43, letter C for illustration number 1. And diluted earnings per share, as if approach tayo dito. O magkano ba yung as if approach natin? Net income natin, 6 million pesos. Average outstanding shares na natin, nasa 525,000. As if convertible bonds are already converted. Kung already converted na yan, ay dapat wala tayong net, wala tayong interest expense. O yung interest expense mo dyan, magkano ba yung interest expense mo dyan? Sabi, 20 million times 6%, that is equal to 1,200,000. I-add back mo yan. Pero yung i-add back mo dyan, net of tax. So, i-net mo na yan, yung equivalent na 70%. So, 1.2 times 70%, paano nakuha yung 70%? 100% less 30%. So, this is equal to 840,000. Mag-plus ka dito ng 840,000. Bakit mo ulit plus yung 840,000? Kasi interest expense yan. Niless mo yan sa pag-compute ng net income. Eh, kung as if approach tayo, na convertible bonds, dapat as if wala kang interest expense. So, para mag-reflect yung walang interest expense, i-add back mo lang yung interest expense. Okay? And as if meron kang converted ordinary, meron ka ng ordinary shares dito na already converted, which is that is equal to 225,000. So, magkano yan? 6 million plus 840,000. This is equal to 6,840,000 divided by 525 plus 225, that is equal to 750,000. So 6,840,000 divided by 750,000, this is equal to 9.12 or letter C for illustration number 2. Okay. O, lagi mo tatandaan po Last na, that is the last illustration natin. Pero wala tayong illustration na naka-provide dito. Pero lagi mo na lang tatandaan. Sir, what if sa illustration number 4, i-assume lang natin i-assume lang. Basic earnings per share mo, 11.43. Magkano ang earnings, yung na-compute mo na diluted earnings per share after considering the as-if approach is nasa 12.43. So, mas mataas. Tama, mas mataas. Ibig sabihin, this is considered as anti-dilutive. Take note mo lang po ulitin ko, as if nag-a-assume lang tayo dito Ito pa rin, same pa rin, ito pa rin yung basic earnings per share mo, 11.43. Ignoring all the data, as if yung na-compute mo na dilutive is 12.43 after considering those data or after considering those potential ordinary shares. Na-compute mo 12.43 o hindi mas mababa sa basic earnings per share. So this is considered as anti-dilutive. Question, magkano diluted earnings per share? That is equivalent to the 11.43. Okay, magkano diluted earnings per share? Sasagot mo, ito pa rin, 11.43. Okay, kasi nga hindi to dilutive or ignore lang natin yan. Take thought mo na lang. Merong ganong questions, hindi ko lang nabagyan ng questions natin itong video discussion natin na to. Okay, basta ang gusto ko lang sabihin dito, kapag yung earnings per share natin or yung potential, yung as if approach natin, kapag meron tayong potential ordinary share, lagi mong i-check po. Okay, if yung diluted or if yung earnings per share after considering those potential ordinary share are dilutive. Kapag dilutive, then that is diluted earnings per share. Kailangan mo yung i-present. Pero kung anti-dilutive, ignore lang po yun. Okay? Ignore lang yun. Pag nasa choices, none, 0, 0 ang isagot mo pag tinatanong diluted earnings per share. Pero pag wala yung 0, pero nandoon yung basic earnings per share na 11.43, yun yung sagot natin, 11.43. Okay? Sana meron po natutunan. Sabi ko sa inyo, madali lang itong earnings per share natin. Basta lagi mo na lang tatandaan, huwag ka na lang malilito doon sa as-if approach natin. Kaya I suggest dito, mag-practice ka sa book value, sa earnings, sa basic earnings per share. Tapos, magsagot ka ng dilutive earnings per share, then always compare the formula. Kapag nasanay ka na, hindi ka na mahihirapan. Then after that, I always recommend na lagi mong tatandaan yung differences ng rules natin pag-usapang book value per share and pag-usapang earnings per share. Baka kasi doon ka madali. Meron yung number 1 difference natin doon, yung treatment ng cumulative preferred dividends. Kasi sa book value per share, kapag cumulative, lahat ng preferred dividends na cumulative that are unpaid, yung in arrears natin, kung 3 years man yan, ililess mo yung 3 years na yon. Pero yung cumulative pag-usapang earnings per share, tama, 1 year lang yun. Okay, take note mo na lang yung differences nila. I suggest mag-refer ka ulit dun sa video discussion natin. Kompleto na yan. Meron ka na sa basic earnings per share, meron na rin tayo sa book value per share. Yun lang. Good luck always. God bless and ciao!